I think mentoring has always been important, and it's always been there, because there are so many mixed signals. Information's all over us, all around us. People are giving us unneeded advice all the time. And a mentor is someone that doesn't have a vested interest. They're talking to you as a person, and they're seeing the full picture. And a lot of times all you need is someone to bounce off ideas from. And I think women mentoring women is the key for women to be able to succeed and see their dreams come to reality.
When you light a lamp for others, you also brighten your own path. Helen Al Uzaizi is one such person who has dedicated much of her life in mentoring young people achieve their dreams. A successful woman and an active community member, Helen has over 16 years of professional experience in marketing, advertising, non-profit management, business development, and entrepreneurship. Much respected for her leadership skills, business acumen, and contributions to a number of social and humanitarian causes, Helen uses her strengths and passes this wisdom as a mentor. She has founded the regional kids entrepreneurship educational platform, Future Entrepreneurs, and is the CEO of BizWorld UAE. It was my pleasure to have Helen Al Uzaizi in studio and find out how it all started for her. Well, to start with, I really want to know a little more about how you got into the career that you started with, into marketing and communication.
It was completely by mistake. You know how they say sometimes your passion kind of falls into your lap? That's exactly what happened. I had studied law and politics, hated it, and went back home to Jordan, and my mother gave me an ultimatum, and she said, find a job. And I happened to fall into Saatchi & Saatchi and actually fell in love with marketing, communications, branding, all of that world. The marketing and advertising world is actually quite cutthroat, and deadlines are very tough and clients' demands are very high. But what happens is you end up learning how to manage a lot of different things, a lot of different projects, people, personalities, and it makes you so much stronger, and you feel like you can conquer anything.
And so you got into something very, very interesting that touched many lives, and that's community development. How did that happen?
Well, at the age of 28, I was doing very well in my marketing communications career, but I felt like I was missing a sense of purpose. And it was an overnight decision, and I'll never forget that day, because I literally woke up one day thinking, I want to do something that actually has an impact on people's lives.
Right.
And so I quit without really knowing what I was going to do. And from there, I got recruited to join Her Majesty Queen Rania's Jordan River Foundation, which worked in community development outside of different areas in Jordan.
Right.
And working on international relations and fundraising, I got to meet a lot of very interesting people, but I also got to spend a lot of time with the community itself, and it was the most fulfilling, liberating part of my career.
What about it really moved you and kept you going?
The biggest part was something that we call sustainable development, which is not charity. And so a lot of people think charity is a solution, but that's totally against the way that we were working, because what we wanted to do was teach people skills, give people resources that allowed them to become self-sufficient.
Right.
And that to me was life-changing, where $700 donation would have ended just at that. What we would do is we would help people build a bakery that would feed 5,000 people, that would then generate income, and that
create jobs.
And that's exactly what it is that changed my perception of community development rather than charity.
How did mentoring come your way?
It came in various ways. I was mentored a lot without even knowing what that was. So a lot of times I had amazing people supporting me, guiding me, and a lot of where I am today is because of people that mentored me. I was then recruited to be the CEO of a mentoring foundation called Mowgli, which actually showed me a different side of mentoring. And that's when I learned the value of mentoring, even more in an actual structured way. From then, I took it upon myself to mentor 2 women a year, which I have done for the past 6 years.
Okay.
One is actually an incredible woman who's the founder of an organization called the Social Enterprise Project, SEP, and they work with women in refugee camps in a business way by allowing them and teaching them how to use the traditional Palestinian cross-stitch in a modern, very fashionable way. And I actually, that's why I had the bag.
Oh
yeah.
my God, okay.
So,
and that's beautifully done.
Yeah, it really is. And so I've been working with her for about 2 years now. And so the joy I get seeing them succeed and seeing her grow the organization to work with more than 500 women right now in the refugee camps and empowering them shows me that mentoring works. And also, again, I get a lot of satisfaction by seeing their progress.
And now you are with BizWorld.org.
Yeah.
Tell us more about that and what direction are you taking with that platform that you have?
So I founded an organization called Future Entrepreneurs, and BizWorld is one of our primary curriculas. And what we're looking to do is to work with young children, ages 8 to 15, on integrating entrepreneurship education and financial literacy for young children.
For young children.
Because the world's changing and the education system isn't necessarily changing as fast as the world is. And that's where the idea came from, to instill an entrepreneurial spirit and mindset, creativity, resilience, teamwork, empathy, things like that, that kids need to have today to be able to be successful in the world that waits for them tomorrow.
Aside from her immense contribution to mentoring, Helen has an avid adventurer within herself. Be it completing triathlons or climbing mountains, Helen has done it all.
You know, it's the most interesting part what I find in this interview and in you as a woman is that you started your career in the corporate world, got into humanitarian, then became an entrepreneur, and then you have this side to you that is seeking adventure.
Yes.
How do you balance all of it, and what really moves you on a daily basis to go and push the envelope?
So as an adventurer, I'm sure you're aware I've completed the triathlon Ironman 70.3, and I've actually done 7 triathlons since January until now.
Wow.
I've also summited Mount Kilimanjaro and climbed in the Himalayas. So one of the things that I enjoy the most is to be able to push the boundaries. And as a mother of 2 beautiful girls, 9 and 6, it's very challenging to be able to balance. But what I've managed to do is I wake up very early. I'm not a morning person at all, but I wake up at 4:30 most mornings. And that to me is my time. And that's my time to be able to do the things that make me happy in terms of these adventures and these challenges. And why do I do them? Because my biggest drive is to be able to show people, especially women, that there is nothing that you can't do. If I can do it, anyone can. All it takes is some time, dedication, and wanting it from the bottom of your heart, because you'll find it. When you want it, you'll find the time. I'm currently working with 7 women who want to get into triathlon, who had never even dreamed of it before. And it is such a joy seeing them actually cross those miles and cross those milestones, and it just makes me so happy.
What gives you this kind of dedication?
We're all here for a purpose. And I feel like my purpose is very much driven by showing people through example, as an example, that anything is possible.
What are the few things one can do to come out of their comfort zone?
Write a bucket list and dream big. Because writing down a dreams list or a bucket list helps you see what it is that you actually want to do. And as soon as you write it down and you start ticking them off, they can be small, they can be big. One of my bucket list items is getting over my fear of dogs. You know, how difficult is that? And then there's climbing mountains. So to me, write it down. Start writing and eventually you'll cross them off.
When did you start writing bucket lists and why?
6 years ago. It was a bit after, again, my father played a huge role in this. So my father had passed away, and I hadn't realized that it had hit me until I had hit rock bottom. I was feeling very down. I felt like I had no purpose. I didn't know what I was doing. And so I reached out to a wonderful woman, Iman, who actually encouraged me to write 127 items on this list. And every time I'd call her and tell her I've only written 20, she'd be like, don't talk to me until you have 127 items on your list. So I did. And as soon as I wrote those 127 items, she encouraged me to start incorporating them into my goals on an annual basis. She's an accountability partner to me, and she's always been involved in my achieving my goals and my dreams. And she's the reason why I started dreaming and dreaming big.
And so what are the bucket list you ticked on 2017 and what you have left?
Ironman. Ironman was my bucket list for this year,
For
and I've ticked it off.
That's amazing. And what are you looking forward to?
So I've done Ironman 70.3.
Right.
My next one is the full Ironman 140. And I have a few mountains I would like to climb.
Mountains,
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, I have a few mountains that are on the horizon once I'm done with my Ironman.
She's also a mother of two beautiful daughters who are growing up to be intelligent and well-rounded girls. How does she pack in all this? A meaningful career, constantly evolving fitness goals, and a balanced family life.
How do you find that life-work balance?
For me, the trick has been to let go of perfection. And the minute I let go of this need to be perfect, things got easier. And again, waking up very early helps me a lot. So that to me has been the trick for balance. But I don't believe that everything is always 100% balanced. I think that's a false expectation we have of ourselves.
What are the things you think stop women from following their dreams?
I think themselves in a lot of ways. I mean, the environment does dictate a lot of the reasons why women stop themselves from achieving their dreams. But I also think that we need to stand up for ourselves a little bit more. We need to believe in ourselves a little bit more, ask a little bit more. And I think we stand in our own way sometimes because we're too afraid to ask or we're too afraid to shine. Women shy away from, going out in the public eye because they don't want criticism or someone somewhere told them that they look like they're showing off. I think that the second women allow themselves to dream, we're capable of so much more than we allow ourselves to be. So I think we stand in our own way most of the time.
How can we make more and more women financially independent, and how can we take that fear out of them of starting something new?
Starting doesn't have to be big. You can start as small or as big as you need to be. I work with a lot of women that are stay-at-home moms as well. And I ask them to write proposals for me because they have excellent writing skills. So that's my way of encouraging women to start becoming financially independent. If you're able to give women the opportunity, no matter where they are, what phase in their life they're at, even if it's something small, I think that that's one step closer to financial independence and just taking risks.
What are the things you tell your daughters?
To dream. Just dream that they can do anything. There's nothing wrong with anything. I encourage them to experiment, to figure out what they enjoy, and to just do it.
Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you.
I think it's very inspiring. All the things that you said, I really learned so much from you, and I'm sure my viewers are really empowered today.
Thank you. I'm very, very honored to be here.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.